Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons. This is Evening Lake, the third homeworld of Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon. Have I been saying Enter the Dragon and or Enter the Dragonfly this entire time? Because if so, I can only apologise. So, as we've established over the past couple of episodes, Evening Lake and I have a very complicated relationship, because all of the levels suck.
Be careful around these parts, little dragon. There be more ghosts in this here shipyard than I can shake me pick at. Darn shame, too, 'cause I was mighty close to finding me treasure.
Don't get too attached to Crazy Ed, because once we finish this level, there are no native species here. Also, the crabs return from Aquaria Towers, and I like how they explode into nothing. Apparently that's their most popular feature. I'm not even joking. Anyway, so maybe that's sensationalizing it a bit. Because the thing is, as I said, every level in Evening Lake has that one mission. But at the same time, I do like the aesthetic of all of the Evening Lake world. Also, there's a ghost. Take a boob to the face. By that I mean fire. It's actually two smaller children, implying that the big one is a. But what I'm trying to say is, I like the aesthetic of Frozen Altars, because you know it's pretty. It's I bequeath a rock to the face. You might as well just flame them. It's just an easy time for all involved, and I'm being careless. I'm being so careless. When did I get down to no health? Hang on a minute. I had to go back and just touch the crab. Or hermit, whatever this thing is. Right, Frozen Altars, cool aesthetic. It just has that one bloody boxing mission. And the next level we're going to after this, again, it's got a cool aesthetic. It's utterly iconic. It's just... it has that one mission. Honey Speedway, I like it, it's got cool music, but apparently the UFO mission is harder than I remembered. Either that or I was just bad at it on that particular day. Bentley's Outpost is kind of the only exception to that. And then there's the level we're going to in the episode after next, which, again, really cool, just apart from one bit. Then there's Lost Fleet, where they're just sort of... it kind of doesn't have any redeeming features. Well, maybe that's being a bit harsh, because, okay, we don't even need to kill those crabs with cannons. We don't need to butter the bread with butter. Now, is this what I'm supposed to hit those birds with? Is it like Icy Peak all over again? Apparently so. So, here's the thing with Lost Fleet. It's a cool idea, it's a haunted shipyard, and it is well executed, like, I'm not going to deny that. But at the same time, like, the music at the moment, like, I don't know how you feel about the music that you're currently hearing. It's pretty okay. Let's talk to Crazy Ed, because he disappears once you complete this level. That's a criticism I have.
I reckon me treasure be this way, but we'll have to blast through this bloomin' ship to get to it.
So yeah, Lost Fleet, as a whole, in theory, should be no worse than Frozen Altars, because it's a cool aesthetic, it's executed coolly, you know, it's again, the ocean zone from the Crystal Maze. Always a big fan of that. But it has that problem of the main protagonist of the level is the only resident, and once you beat this level, they no longer exist. The level becomes completely uninhabited. And, like, there's something about it that I just don't fully enjoy, perhaps as much as I should. But then the biggest problem actually comes with the music from the Greatest Hits version of the game, the music this level is supposed to have. This is one of those occasions where, I mean, admittedly, I'm a bit biased towards the music we're hearing at the moment in all instances, because that's the version I grew up with. But at the same time, you know, I like the idea of each level having their own unique theme. I like the glumpiness of Honey Speedway, for instance, you know. It's all cool, it's all unique, and it's fun. Lost Fleet is a massive exception, because the music that's supposed to play in Lost Fleet is awful. I cannot say anything to redeem it whatsoever. And it might sound like I'm setting up for some sort of absolute aural tragedy. Accurate word, even though it's not a word. Hello, Crazy Ed. Goodbye, Crazy Ed. It's literally just Sheila's theme, but with an extra, like, accordion layer. And the accordion plays this really annoying jingle. And it's just ear garbage. It's just so bad. It's really irritating. I don't know why. I don't even know why, because it's literally just Sheila's theme, but with an extra accordion on top of it. I'll play it in the endslate, because, you know, I want to give it its due. But it's so bad. It makes this level, like, that much harder to tolerate, because, Like, aesthetic-wise, this place is gorgeous. It just has that unsettling feeling of, oh, there's this acidic goop everywhere. In case you haven't noticed, there's, acid, and if you try to swim in it, you will suffer. So the fact that there's this nauseating green glow everywhere, and these ships that have all been wrecked, they're no longer useful, they're just a mess. Like, it's a cool aesthetic, but at the same time, like, the music doesn't help because it's just, like, the whole sort of drudgery of Sheila's theme, but on top of that, on an accordion, and it's just so irritating. And that's what happens if you touch the acid. I don't know how I clipped through the reality there. Through the reality, the only one. But that's my general grievance with Lustfleet. Also, look how short it is because we're at the end already and Crazy Ed's going to stop existing in a moment.
Would you look at that? Some fool hid a dang gum egg in me treasure.
So, largely speaking, this level has very little character to it because the main lap is as short as that. We've got one egg already. There aren't any other characters. Well, that's not true. Hunter is here somewhere, and he's the only other, like, proper resident of this place. And much like the Crystal Popcorn mission in Magma Cone of the second game, the mission here is garbage. Hunter's mission here is the thing, like, that's the butt of this level. You know how, like, I'm gonna go this way first. Like, for instance, oh, Frozen Altars is cool, but there's the boxing mission. Or the level we've not been to yet that I'm gonna go to in the next episode is cool, but it's got the animal body mission. That's what Hunter's mission is here. I don't remember how bad it actually is, but, I mean, also, on top of all of this, there's the sort of the anxiety of, oh no, I'm underwater, oh dear, I did not... How did I get here? This is not where I want to be at all. I believe that portal is the thing I'm bitching about right now. That's the big reason why I don't like Lost Fleet. Like, the music, like, what we're hearing now is fine, and that, to me, will always be the theme of Lost Fleet. But the true theme is awful, that mission is awful, the acid is anxiety-inducing, is it just me? Are there any, like, pro-Lost Fleeters here in the audience? Is there anyone in the audience at all? Like, the main thing this level has going for it, apart from the cool idea behind it, is it brings back the satisfyingly exploding crabs from Aquaria Towers. And this time they give you gems instead of just exploding into spirit particles. But breathe, because I've been going for what, like 7-8 minutes, and all I've done is bitch about this level, so like that's gonna make it hard to enjoy, because I do appreciate if you're watching a Let's Play and all someone does is like complain and moan and like I was watching someone who, well, predominantly they do film reviews, or like, you know, that's sort of like a Danish version of Cadicarus, and he's pretty cool. He's a pretty dope lad. And he did, like, he live streams games, then uploads, like, chunks of the live streams as Let's Play parts. And he was recently doing Evoland, or Evoland, however you want to pronounce it. And after a while, all he did was just start screaming at the game, and it stopped getting, like, it stopped being fun. So I appreciate that it may seem really, like, this might seem like an awful episode, because all I'm doing is bitching about Lost Fleet. So I want to find some positive, but we won't find it through here. Okay, there are also Rhinoc children, but I don't believe you can hurt them. Oh, you can. Okay, well. I'll kill them all so I don't need to race them. As you can tell, this is a skateboarding race, because we have stars, they respawn, that's eggs. We need to do stuff on the skateboard, going around this course. I believe that is, like, oh, I thought it was not possible to get up that ramp. Huh, well. As you can see, the enemies here don't give you, they don't give you gems. There are gems on the course, though, and I'd rather get that now. First of all, just to refresh my memory of what the course looks like, but also so I don't need to stress out about getting gems while we're actually racing. So the way this works is you race on the skateboard instead of trying to go for tricks. Sort of. As you can see, there are ramps, and so you are still encouraged to do tricks, because if you do, then it'll fill up a boost meter. Yeah. If you defeat enemies, they fill up the boost meter too. And essentially, you need to be professional Dick Schwibbity good at this whole shebangan. And you need to have your boost meter be constantly full so you can blast around the track as fast as possible. Now, what happens if I go through this star not on a skateboard? Nothing! Yum. Aw. Now, I'm sort of indirectly hoping that the game saves that I'm beating these crabs so that I will start off with a not fully full, but like a fairly full boost meter because you're supposed to start at nothing and do tricks and defeat enemies to build up your boost. Now, are there any other gems up here? He says, going to a completely different ramp. Okay, no. There is up there. There are some routes that you can't get to unless you're on the skateboard. I don't even know if this mission is that hard. There is a skateboarding level later in the game that also has this music that is very, very difficult and not fun. But I don't remember if I'm getting my wires crossed here, so it could be that I'm thinking of a different level entirely. Because the thing is, the music we're hearing now is actually the theme of a level much, 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 much later in the game. And as I said, that also has a skateboarding mission. So, now can I... Ooh, I think I might be able to. Can I cheese? I chose! Which is clearly the past tense of cheese. I now have a rocket! That isn't supposed to happen at all. Well, if I start the mission now, will I start with a rocket?
Spyro, you're just in time. A Rhinox skateboard gang has challenged us to a race. They said you're slower than a molten crater fire slug. I stuck up for you, though. I told them I've seen some pretty fast fire slugs.
Wow, Hunter, thanks. But the fire slugs aren't actually that slow. I mean, they're easy to catch, but they're not that slow.
So, are you ready to race these guys? They bet us an egg that you won't win.
Of course they did.
Right on! You can use my special racing board. Every time you do a trick, it builds up turbocharge. You can use your turbos at any time by pressing the square button. Good luck!
So, 3 laps around the course we've just seized. And yes, I did actually get to keep the that. So yeah, just do tricks, get boost, boost. Otherwise they will leave you in the dust for years and a pancreas. You know, years and a pancreas, that infamous unit of time. Also, if you think you can't make a trick in time, don't risk it. Just for the love of chips, don't bad, or you will suffering. Don't bad, or you will suffering. Also, I believe you need to be boosting there, otherwise you can't get to that shortcut, and this has gone very poorly. I mean, that's only lap 1 of 3. I was going to say Felf, but no, we actually do have a valid number here. Spyro, how did you turn around? This is not going to do any pancreases for us. Though it does help that if they run into you, that counts as you attacking them, so... How does that not count as boost? Excused? This is going to be one of those cases where I need to speed up it, but stop turning around, you lank. Clearly that's the right word here. I kind of want to stop commentating so I can focus on driving the skateboard, but at the same time, like, I think this is a lost cause. I think it's fair to say that this isn't going to end. Why did that not give me boost powers? I am out of practice, and I hate this mission. It's probably not as hard as I'm making it look. And I am getting overconfident with the various boost techniques. I am trying much too hard, and like, going for the twisted lemon, the twisted lime, like, don't. Just do a simple trick, although, as you can see, it might not get you as much boost. I need to save boost for this ramp as well so I can get those gems on the ramp up to the right that's over there. Like, you need to be slight sparing of the boost when you go. So, and apparently just doing one twisted lump isn't enough? Sadness? Well, okay, the Rhinox were right. We can't win them. We can't win them because they're not a prize. We can't beat them in a race. We finished 3rd, though, which is not that bad, all things considered.
Sheesh, what happened? I could beat these guys with my tail tied behind my back. I hope you do better this time, or we'll never live it down.
Your tail is tied behind your back, Hunter. You're wearing shorts. Okay, this will be an excuse for me to play the god-awful theme of Lost Fleet while I do a speed-up not montage. I hate this. wasn't so hard. Why did I do so badly the first time?
Yes! You schooled them like a bunch of dizzy one-toed sand norks. Oh yeah, I guess we won this egg, too.
Is that kind of racist, because Norks are people too? Like, that's not even me trying to take the piss out of anything, but like, seriously, they are a race unto themselves. Now, is there a round 2? Because that isn't as hard as I remember it being.
Now that the Rhinox are gone, do you want to try a real challenge? I know you're fast, but I bet you can't defeat all the crabs on the course and still beat me in a race. Want to give it a shot?
Well, that's not fair, because you're not having to fight the row fight the power.
All right! Eat my skate dust, sucker!
Is this the heart garbage that I was thinking of? The heart garbage. Well, I did kind of shoot myself in the foot on the first, go around by killing all the crabs ahead of time because, well, you need them to get boost so you can boost your poost-hoost. And I guess I'm back to commentating over this again. Thanks, Hunter, you just killed one of them for me. Cheers, brotheroo, my pango. Oh, good. See, he takes the shortcut. I don't think any of the Rhinox may have done. Like, we're gonna need to go the short way at some point. The not shortcut way, that is, because there's a crab down there. Which is kind of Hunter being, on that fresh, clanky bullshit again. As I said in Spyro 2, cheater by name, cheater by nature. Oh no, this happened again. Well, now I'm going to lose for sure, because... death! Hey, is this why I hate this mission? I truly do not recall. How do I get up there? Is there an up there that I can up? Well, this is gonna go poorly. Apparently not. Well then. I still don't think we're gonna do it on this run though. So once again, we may have to speed up in post and see who chengles. I don't know where I get this gibberish from. I'm sorry if you're trying to find meaning in my mouth words. Of course, the fuller you can get your boost gauge to be, the better it is for you in the long run, because you can then, spam your boost to speed. You can use the poop to get through. Now, Hunter, you must die. Hunter, you must die. I also died. What? But he was ahead and behind at the same time? Oh! That did what?
Sheesh! I can't believe you beat me! You must have been practicing the whole time I thought you were looking for eggs. Hey, speaking of which, one of those crabs was guarding this one.
He was ahead of me and then he was behind me. Did he wipe out too? Is that a thing that can happen? That shouldn't have worked. I don't know how to breathe. I can't breathe. I can. I'm completely fine. I believe there is a skill point here because obviously you can get back on the board. What else is there in the atlas for us to do here? Okay, so there is one hidden under the acid. We're missing a lot of gems. I don't remember what else there is to do here. I'm just going to give a quick lappy-loo just to see what I can find here. I will be right back. Oh, okay. I get the feeling that there's a skill point for beating the course record. Well, fuck that. I may come back in a bonus episode. Wait, okay. I just did the thing. There are no more gems here. I thought maybe there's a hidden upper route that I didn't find. No. Okay, we're good and Gucci and Vagump. You thought I was going to say Vagublio, didn't you? Well, I didn't. Okay, so we need to do more searching underneath the acid, because it's green and bright, and I just remembered what else there is here. There's a bird up there. We need to get into that mouth somehow. I forget. I mean, it's going to be easy enough to find. It's a really straightforward loop of a level. It's not difficult to navigate. So for all the bitching I've done about Lost Fleet, there's a gem down there. We're still relatively on course to get everything done. It's just... honestly, I dreaded that mission, and apparently nothing came of it. Now, there is some way of getting on top of this ship, and I've completely forgotten where it is. Do I need to just sort of back and fouth outside? Because we have more acid. I just realized we need to take an acid trip. We must go on a journey through the acid. Spyro, if you would. Thank you. So there's this here. We need to get up the waterfall. I forget. That just happened. Now... I don't remember what happens if you run out of time in the acid. I think all it does is launch you back up to the surface, but painfully, so it's not really worth agonizing yourself over. Well, I mean, it's not nightmare fuel. It's just try not to get caught out by acid. How do I get up there? I know it can be done, I just forget how. I'm fairly sure getting up there is like the link that why is this whirlwind here when it wasn't here before? Okay. This is what we're looking for. This is how we get the birds. This is how we get up the acid waterfall, because we just jump over there. Also, we're over the crested buka of this level now. We're over the worst of it. But there is, I believe, a gimmick on the other side of that acid waterfall that also returns in the level that this music actually belongs to. Gotta love how that the birds just kind of turn into roast turkeys when you kill them. Like, clearly this is biological accuracy. Accuracy. Like accuracy, but more so. It's sort of difficult to gauge how far I should be blooping. I should make like a flock of seagulls and run so far away. Yes, come towards me, you strange vulture thing. There we go. Really, if you're aiming to shoot the birds, aiming does help. I just find that if you spam the button and keep believing in yourself, you'll get it eventually, and that's good enough for me. Not really good enough for a Let's Play, mind you, but I have the power of editing and anime on my side. Okay, is there anything else over here? Because I want to believe there's an egg on one of these ships, but apparently not. Egg and chips. Why would you serve egg with chips, he says, knowing that, like, just yesterday for dinner he had a full English breakfast for dinner. There's a ledge up there. Have I been on top of that ledge? Is there a secret? Is there a secret pansage? Wow, okay. Yeah, apparently there is an over there. Well, one thing at a time. We need to go through this door portal hell. This door portal hell. This is the only other instance of there being a person in this world.
These here waters used to be my favorite diving spot. But I can't get any loot with these subs patrolling around. Think you can pilot this here sub I bought for scrap?
Maybe.
Alrighty then. Press the X button to speed on up, and when you get a sub in your sights, the torpedo will start to lock on. If you get a good lock on, fire away with the circle button.
I could swear I could use the square to charge. So yeah, we actually have a submarine that we can pilot ourselves. The one thing is though, I don't, like, as you can see, there are gems down here. I don't believe you can actually, like, yeah, you can't pick up the gems when you're in the submarine. That's why the, or submarine, rather, to stress it properly. So the gimmick here is you to chase around these submarines and stay locked onto them long enough to, like, you can, if you get a lucky shot, like, you can shoot them straight on if you happen to, like, if you can intercept them sort of like that but better, then you don't need to worry about locking on, but locking on is kind of how you do it. So they have the same behavior patterns as egg thieves, more or less. They go around a set route each, and if you try to head them off too quickly, they'll just turn around. Like this, hopefully. We've destroyed one already, so that's good progress. I do like this. There is another mission of this later on, as I said, so... Also, bear in mind that if you want to hit a submarine, you must stay locked on. And if you're locked on, that doesn't guarantee that you will hit them, because the torpedoes can get intercepted by walls, so be aware. As you can tell, once all three rings, like, if they're white, then that's the nearest sub to you. If they're green, you're in the process of locking on, and if all three turn red, then you are locked on, because like an extra target appears on the submarine once you're finished, like once you've turned all three red. Oh, hello friend, you're much closer than that other one. Allow me to kill you. I wonder if there are, like, Rhinox piloting... Yeah, there are Rhinox piloting these submarines, and we're just sort of murdering them in acid water. So, that's one hell of a way to go. It does remind me of, that Super Mario 64 ROM hack, Last Impact. I always wonder if it's Last Impact or Lost Impact, but Lost Impact's the level in Shadow the Hedgehog, with really weirdly emotional music. Anyway, we did it. We destroyed all 6 of the seas.
Well, I'll be darned. You got some mean sub-driving skills. Why don't you have this here egg as a reward?
Yes, please, reward me. Ward me multiple times. I think we still haven't found the egg that's underneath the acid yet. That'd be one hell of a place to be born, like, in acid.
Well, I hate to ask your help again, but there be even more subs that darn come out of nowheres. If you could blast them, I could use this acid lake as my swimming hole again.
You really are crazy, crazy Ed.
Darn tootin'! Get on, little dragon!
This is exactly the same but a bit harder, so I'm kind of tempted to speed it up, just so that, like, it is no different. So, it's just, there are 7 this time. Also, there are these, which I sort of will need to I need to destroy the, oh, also they fight back now as well. That's the only other difference here. So, there's a couple of metal locked chests that I need to blast open with submarine, so I will get back to you at the end of this sequence. Hey, I did it. It's not harder, there's just more of them. It's as easy as that.
Woo-hoo! At last, the acid lake is safe for swimming again. I wish I could reward you better, but all I got's left is this here other egg. Maybe there'll be something better in this one.
It's another dragon, because it's a dragon egg, you fool. Dolores! Now, it probably wasn't obvious during the speed-up section, but, or sped-up section, I suppose. At one point, one of the submarines dropped one of their mines in order to attack, and it landed on one of the like, green underwater jars. So, I was chasing submarines, and then I just hear, just the sound of the gems going everywhere. I can't imitate the gems. Okay, that is one thing. I'll come back to the thought about Last Impact in a second, but I don't like the noise they've been using for the gems in the Reignited Trilogy footage so far. It sounds so fucking generic. Like, the original gem collection noise is fucking iconic. You can't fuck with that. Anyway, so the reason why it reminds me of Last Impact is one of the last batch of levels in there is, I forget what it's called, like Big Beast's Belly or something like that. Like, it's full on, like, Mario 64 style, but it's like, I don't know, influenced by Lord Jabu Jabu's Belly from Ocarina of Time and that sort of thing. It's a womb level. I hate womb levels. They're only called womb levels, they're not actually wombs. And the big gimmick there is, like, there's stomach acid, and there are parts of the level where you're just constantly dying, even when you're not in the stomach acid, and it's just really unnerving, and, like, I hate that. And this reminds me of that, but less, because there's acid and teeth, but it's not implied to be organic in any way, shape, or form. Now, keep a constant eye on your invincibility, because otherwise you must die, and by must I mean will. You don't must, it's acid. Acid is painful, it's Hollywood acid. We don't know what kind it is. Hydrochloric, sulfuric, LSD. Nobody knows. Now, this area is a good sort of poster child for why you really should be doing Sparks levels, because in an area as high stress as this, you are going to want to know if you've missed any gems. Like, it would be a bit of a hassle to leave the area and then come back later, like, you know, go back out into the level, find every gem you think you can, and it turns out that the ones you're missing are in here, and it's just I believe, yeah, we've got them all. Just, I wanted to be certain, because it's just a high stress, high pressure situation. Yep, Sparks definitely isn't reacting, so we can head back out into the main body of Lost Fleet and find the egg under the acid. So, oh, we went through the portal, we went past the loading zone. That was fun. Now, how do I get round here? I may have to do a bit of creative cutting. Well, there's a chest in that room up there. I'm not sure if we're supposed to be able to get into it. Like, you might be able to with a creative charge jump or something, but I can't do that. Well, there's got to be some way up there, because those gems are decidedly not coming down. There's probably a route hidden under the acid somewhere, so once again, bear with. Oh, I found a cave. There we go. This is what we were looking for, I think. We found Chad. So, essentially, just to get through here, take the route through the acid that I took right at the start when we started swimming through the acid, so towards where Hunter's Bit is, but then just keep going while you're there, and it'll bring you out, like, somewhere in that area there is a cave that, you can swim up, and that's how you get to here. And I think the only gems we're missing are the ones in that room, so I need to find a way up there. But before we do find a way up there, and I think I've seen it, like as soon as I said that, I looked at this boat and thought maybe if I jump from that boat, but I saw there's at least a gem there, and then there's another one there, and there's another one over here, and just there's a lot of gems around here. I'm glad I cut back in, because there's a lot of gemmage. Okay, is that all the gems that are in this vicinity? Does it be all that remain are to go to place? This is not Pokemon Vietnamese Crystal. I may as well keep you with me because we're nearly at the Boat. I showed my mother a sketch called Boat earlier today by Real Big Boys, B-O-T-E. And it's amusing. Whirlwind, thank you. I don't know what the story with that whirlwind is, why it's not always there. I'm assuming that maybe if I just glide from up here, because this is a high point in the same general vicinity, there's a bit of ship here that is pointing me towards this cave. Could this be the last remaining gems in place? Thank you. Well, now we're done. We've finished Lost Fleet. That wasn't all that bad. Like, it was time-consuming, and I did bitch for a lot of it, but all things considered, this level isn't as bad as I made it sound. I still, like, I think the aesthetic is kind of glumby, like I'm not massively a fan of it, but, you know, it works. It's just, there's something about it, I don't know. Answer in the comments, do you like this level, or are there bits that, you know, do you feel what I'm feeling? Is it just me? Let me know. And yes, as Nitro Indigo pointed out, and like, I wanted to point this out too, but I kept forgetting to. The gems that appear on oh, hold on, this is a moment that's happening. Yep, that's the thing that happens. For some reason I thought that got its own cutscene, but nope, that's it, Hunter's dead now. But yes, when you leave a level and the gems come out of your collection and fly into the total, it's not in the same denominations as you picked up in the level, probably because the game would have a bit of an arse time trying to keep track of that. So, for now, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons. Crazy Ed, do you have anything to say? None? Okay, I'm done. See you next time. Good leaf!